Good morning. It's Dr. John Bennett from Neurosurgical TV headquarters in Miami Beach. We have another Neurosurgery Super Sunday with Iype Cherian. It's going to be interactive. Hope we get a lot of the panelists asking questions and interacting with Iype. First, let's introduce the panelists. Let's start with Abraham. How you doing, Abraham?
Hello, Dr. John. Hello, Dr. Iype. Hello, everyone. I'm Abraham, medical student and PhD student from Berlin.
Yeah, well, welcome. A frequent participant. Hello, Khalif.
Hi, Khalif from Mombasa, Kenya. Fellow in the College of Surgeons of East Central and Southern Africa, and a big fan and enthusiast of Prof. Iype.
Okay, great. Okay, Christian.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, welcome, Khalif. Could you please introduce yourself, Christian?
Yes, I'm Christian Varga from Slovakia. Actually, I'm in an observership in Japan, Entity Medical Center, seeing some bypass surgeries, and also a PhD student. We met 2 years ago in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia on the comprehensive fundamental neurosurgery. Yes.
Very good. Well, welcome. And home of the lens, right, Iype? Okay, Nashadin, could you please introduce yourself?
Nashadin. Hello, Dr. John. Hello, Dr. Iype.
Welcome.
Nice to meet you again. I'm Nashadin, resident of neurosurgery from Kurdistan, Iraq. It's my fifth year of training in neurosurgery.
Well, welcome. Thank you for coming. Okay,
Thank you. Nice to meet you again. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, Iype, it's all yours.
Okay, let me introduce the guys with me as well. So starting from my left side is Andrea, neurosurgeon from Italy, Edmundo, neurosurgeon from Peru, Manuel, neurosurgeon from Mexico, and we have Ahmed, neurosurgeon from Egypt. All our fellows. We had a very good conference last week. All of us are a bit tired, and I just came back from India today. And so today we are talking about surgical skills, but more than that, I would like to tell you about the neurosurgery coach in detail as well. So what we are doing in the next one month, we're launching this neurosurgery coach program. And we've already had a lot of participation from leading masters of the world who are willing to, in many branches of neurosurgery, they are willing to collaborate with us, discuss videos, do live surgeries on this neurosurgery coach. So we'll be doing all this with John. So the plan would be very simple. We talk about anatomy, radiology, strategies, 3D visualization of anatomy, and then how we take different tumors and what would be the basis of this in different approaches. So let's start off with simple things. Now, many of you, you should understand what is the meaning of ambidextrous, being ambidextrous. So a surgeon, you have two hands and then you have an assistant's hand. So mostly microneurosurgery is a three-handed technique. Now imagine if only one hand is working, you are really limited. At least if two hands are working, it's okay. But if it's only one hand which is working, you are truly limited. So this is one thing that I want to ask you to develop. So what you should do is, whatever your dominant hand is, you should start practicing with your non-dominant hand. For example, where are the chopsticks, Andrea? Yes, so these are simple exercises, okay? You can use the chopsticks with your left hand, okay? Now, don't worry about how you hold it. I mean, with the hand, of course, even if you hold like that, it's okay, no problem, because don't get into, commandments. Don't get into any way that would define things. There's no need to. So what you can do is you should hold it in the most comfortable way for you. Okay. I mean, I would tell about holding it in a particular way. If somebody doesn't have these 3 fingers, the only way he can hold it is with 2 fingers. So somebody doesn't want to use 1 finger, whatever he's comfortable with. But the key is to use it with both hands. And also, you must understand, you should focus to complete a task with both hands, which means one part of the task, say for example, you're sucking, and then you are incising. So it is at one time 2 things are being done, but it is one and the same. So you should learn to do it this way. So you should learn to get a 3D depth, and you should learn to start operating. So start with chopsticks. Take 2 chopsticks. Start with 2 chopsticks. Take 2 pens. Start drawing with 2 pens. Try to complete each other. Okay, these are small these are starting things. Okay, this is what we will be stressing on neurosurgical coach. The second thing is get a concept of the anatomy from the scan. This is not easy because this is actually getting 3D information from 2D information. Now, how can you get 3D information from 2D information? You know, Narayan was talking about how endoscopic surgeons get 3D information from 2D information. You know, the brain is a very beautiful, you know, the brain is it's
I think we lost your audio there, right? Can you hear? Well, as you can see in Nepal, sometimes there's interruptions. I think Iype is using Wi-Fi. We'll just hang on there.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was talking about getting a 3D perspective from a 2D perspective. Now, do you remember the childhood photos, your childhood photographs? Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure many of you do. But if you look at them now, they're going to be extremely grainy, and you know, you're not going to be, it's not going to be the way you expect. Imagine seeing movies on a 680 into 480 pixel screen. And you remember, you used to think that they were very, very clear at that point of time. But now if you see the same CD, you know, sometimes you take a CD and then you watch it, thinking that you watched it 20 years back and it's fantastic. And suddenly you remember, you suddenly realize that it's so grainy. But your memories of that is not really grainy, because your brain compensates for it. Your brain makes a 2D movie into something truly 3D. So your brain is capable of many things. That's one thing you have to realize. So when you see a black and white CT scan or an MRI, when you see a 2D CT scan or an MRI, it's not just the CT scan or the MRI that you're looking at. If you train your brain, you can actually see the 3D completely. You can see the 3D completely within the scan. You can see it. And then when you close your eyes, you can see the aneurysm, you can see the tumor, you can see the cranial nerves, you can see the brainstem, you can see what window you should go to, everything. This is the beginning of your skills. Okay? You must understand, surgery is mostly done in the mind. It's not done with your, more than what it is done with your hands, it's done in your mind. Okay? So the second thing what I was telling you is about developing a 3D. First thing I was talk to you was about being ambidextrous and understanding how to complete one hand with the other. And then if you have an assistant who completes your two hands with this one hand, this is the most perfect scenario. This is when the best surgeries can be done faster and most efficient by having an assistant who understands you perfectly well. And if you keep on changing this assistant, it is not a great thing. So you must have one assistant who understands you perfectly well. Okay. So ambidextrosity, then creating the 3D perspective. And now the third skill that you must develop is random motor skills. Okay, let me tell you. Yesterday I went to India and I went to Hamley's toy store and I brought a lot of toys because I realized that there's a lot of things that I may not be good at with kind of random motor skills. So video games are a good example, like shooting games, for example. I like it, but accuracy shooting. Or you take a knife, you take a scissor. Can I have a scissor? Yeah. This is a scissor that I keep. Shooting games are not exactly the greatest because, you are not doing those kind of skills in a, of course, that will apply, but that is not exactly what you are doing in neurosurgery. So take a knife or a scissor or a bayonet and try to cut or try to put things in a different angle and try to cut. So this scissor should be an extension of your finger, an extension of your hand, so much so that you can touch with this scissors and feel it. You can feel what is an arachnoid. You can feel what is vessel. You can feel what is CSF. You should be able to feel it because it is not by actually feeling, it's difficult. But when you see the movements of this scissor, the way how this tissue interacts with it, you should be able to understand. So these are called random motor skills. So you should, yeah, somebody just told me the interpupillary distance. It's a very difficult thing to start with. Don't worry. Khalid, don't worry about this. This is something that we all struggled with. We did not come to neurosurgery without struggling into all this. We all struggled with this. And even now, sometimes if somebody used the microscope and I get it back, it is a bit difficult for me. But, the common factor amongst all these struggles is that after one point, your skills just take off on a different level. Then things start becoming easy, like the Federer forehand or the Federer backhand. It is so smooth that you don't know what's happening. Okay? Okay, no problem. So that is how it is. You have to keep on repeating things. Don't worry about, if you do an anastomosis, you think, oh, it's very difficult. You do 2, 3, then 5, 10, and then you think, oh, I can do it. But then suddenly it starts becoming difficult again. And then 25, 30, and it becomes more easy. And then 100, it starts becoming difficult again. But you must understand, it's becoming difficult because you are scaling new levels. You are going into more and more details. You are becoming better and better. Okay. So don't worry. Keep repeating. Be mindful of what has been done. And then keep repeating it without making the same mistake again and again. And then you're going to improve. Okay. So some of the things that we will focus on neurosurgical coach are the chopsticks, the scissors, drawing skills, abstract skills, random motor acts like with toys and with other things. This will be the first part. Say, for example, if somebody is doing things for a month, the fellowship for a month, the first few days we will be focusing on this. The second half, we will be focusing on surgical anatomy. So the surgical anatomy for skull base, if somebody is interested in skull base, we'll be focusing on the skull base. If somebody is interested in vascular, we'll be focusing on that. If we have friends who can help us with the spine as well as the white matter and as well as other things. Everything okay? Huh? Oh, okay. Right. So you're going for this one. All right. You guys can carry. Yeah. So the third phase is after the surgical anatomy. That the third phase after the third phase is a surgical strategy. So you know the anatomy, but you see a tumor. You need to understand how do you take it out. You see an aneurysm. You need to understand what do you do to clip this aneurysm. How will you approach this aneurysm? And that includes starting from the craniotomy, the positioning, craniotomy, and after that, how much Sylvian dissection do you do? How much skull base drilling do you do? All this is called strategy. Okay, so we keep on doing the surgical strategy. And the last part, I would say, is the mindset of the surgeon. The mindset of the surgeon is, one, you must completely abandon hurry. One of the things you always want to do is finish off everything as fast as possible. No. You sit and enjoy. If it is your 1000th case, the similar case, no problem. Sit, take time with your arachnoid, cut your arachnoid slowly. Slowly start doing things. Progress towards your goal. If you have any problem, divert a little bit. Go open other arachnoid. People ask me, what do you do for Sylvian dissection? I say, whatever arachnoid is available, I cut it off. I don't make a way. I really don't try to make a way between the 2 vessels or 3 vessels or 4 vessels. I see how much arachnoid is available. Except vessels, how much arachnoid is available. I cut all the arachnoid. Imagine if you cut all the arachnoid, what remains? There's only vessels. And the interconnections remain. So then you know the way. Instead of trying to forge a way and trying to retract and trying to make a way, it's always easy to just cut all the arachnoid. That is Sylvian dissection. So if you ask me to write a chapter on Sylvian dissection, my one line would be cut all arachnoid. And after that, there is no need for Sylvian dissection. It will open itself. Okay. So there are things that you will understand on the way. So that is the surgeon's mindset. So if you hurry, if you're tired, if your hands are tired, stop. Take rest. If you want to scrub out, scrub out. Don't all these old notions that say that you must remain in theater, you must do that, you must do this. Think about it. There's no need. It's like the society telling you on marriage and many, many other things. You know, there is no need for all these solid and, you know, unnecessary. In Malayalam, we used to call it Belam Piditam. Belam Piditam means, you know, stand like that with your, you know all the guys who take, when you take a photograph, they put their abdomen in and they stand like that. So much so that if the photographer takes 20 seconds or more, they'll get cyanosis. You see, that is exactly what you do in surgery sometimes. You have a lot of set of rules that you created for yourself and then you get cyanosed. Okay, there's no need for that. If you want to scrub out, scrub out. If you think you're not understanding it, go back to the scan, look at it again, see, try to correlate your operative anatomy, come back and do it because you have only one chance. If you screw up, then you cannot come and do it again. You see? So there's no need to, supposing one day you're doing a huge tumor and you don't understand the anatomy, you don't know where the carotid is. What do you want to do? You want to close it down. Next day, come back with navigation, or next day, come with more understanding. Okay. So, because it's a patient's life. Sometimes it's not practical. People will think, why are you doing 2 surgeries? Why are you doing 3 surgeries? Explain to them. This is in the best interest of the patient. Once you do that, people will understand. Don't think, though, they will never understand. They are telling we are doing 2 surgeries. No, it's not. You explain to them that I'm doing it in the best interest of the patient. I believe this is the best for the patient. Okay. There's no need to explain too much and make it into a mess, but tell them that it's in the best interest of the patient. Today we did this, and tomorrow we are doing the next thing. So this is called the mindset. So I have told you about a few steps, and all these steps we're going to teach you in this 1 month. I don't think there's anything more than that necessary. In 1 month, you're going to learn this, and our online lessons will keep on. We will be keeping on repeating it from many, many surgeons. Say, for example, today Roberto posted about intraoperative MRI and how to take out a low-grade oligodendroglioma. Now, we're going to start a Facebook page also. Andrea, will you help me with this? We will start a Facebook page also. And as many members as possible will start putting the videos onto this. And from all the masters, and slowly we will take, we'll not be able to answer all your queries at once, but whatever time that I get, I'll try and answer all the queries. And then whoever comes here, we will train you with the motor skills, the mindset, and many more things. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, and let's open it up and have some interaction.
Yes, please.
So, Prof, how do we go about applying for this 1 month course? For example, I want to attend it in September next year.
Yeah, we've had over 200 applications. I've not been able to respond to them because of this conference. But believe me, just write to me and tell me what time you can come, what time period you're coming, and then you're on. I only want that. I don't want more than 5 people at one time, because this will be very difficult for me, because I have a house which can accommodate about 4 people to 5 at the most, but even 4 maybe. 4 maximum. So we want to have 4 people at one time. So you tell me your period of coming, then I will list it. And when the 1 month we have 4, we just close it. So this is one thing I'll have to do it with my secretary. So let me know when you want to come, and then we will list it accordingly.
All right.
I'll put your email in the chat. Okay?
Beg your pardon?
I can put your email in the chat, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. Come on, wake up, everybody.
You were self-explanatory. They don't have a question.
Okay.
Well, I have experienced it already, right? So for all of those who have not been to Nepal already, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, you were there for a month, correct? A month and a half, right, Abraham?
Exactly, and I think that was when Dr. Iype started talking about the neurosurgery coach program. I think that was about the beginning, where we came up with the first brochures and the content, the chopstick exercises, and everything.
Yes, Ibrahim.
Very good.
And 200 applications since October, right?
Yes. Now more coming onto my email.
It's crazy.
Almost, yeah. WhatsApp, Facebook.
When's the first one, Iype?
I told you the fellows itself, we are full till 2022, but you know me, how I am. So I've not been responding, and most of the time it's not that I forget. Yeah, Andrea was telling I forget. So, the only thing I can tell you people is just come down. Then you will experience this. If you wait for everything to happen, it's not going to happen. Just pack your bags, come down to Nepal, and then you will experience this.
All right. Can we get your email in the chat?
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. Let me retrieve that.
And with respect to the travels that we are doing, we are in Tanzania, Europe in June end, and Tanzania in July. So we will be try to operate in Tanzania, in Zanzibar. Otherwise, we are going to do some sightseeing there. And also in August, first week to August, last week will be South America. These are the two major travels that we are undertaking. I'm also hoping to go to the skull-based meeting in Rio, but I am not very sure. Let me see how things go.
And I think you're also coming to Nairobi in August. In Nairobi in August,
really
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I can, because I wanted to see the Great Migration, and August is a bit late for that, as I understand. So I am going to Serengeti, and Serengeti apparently they tell me that it is June, July. So I would like to see this Great Migration. So I may not be August. I'm off to South America, so I may not be able to come to Nairobi. My sincerest regards to Moody, and my regrets too. But I think Nairobi is not happening right now at the moment.
Okay.
But I have been to Kenya. And I have gone to Masai Mara. I've enjoyed. I have gone to Mombasa also. We had a fantastic
I'm currently in
time.
Mombasa.
Beg your pardon?
I'm currently in Mombasa.
Yeah,
currently I'm in
it
Mombasa,
is a beautiful place. We stayed at the White Sands. We had some
beautiful place.
We did some jet skiing and all that. It was amazing.
Yeah.
We took a boat and went into the sea. It was really, really amazing.
Awesome.
What particular destinations in Europe did you have in mind, Dr. Iype, for June, July?
Well, I have to go to Switzerland for sure, because I have to talk to Enrico. Then Italy, of course. Andrea is going to be there. Then maybe to Greece, but definitely to Germany as well. So I must visit Schroeder, and I must visit you. So
yes, exactly. Okay, cool.
Yes, I am not. Ljubljana is another thing. Ljubljana I have already gone to, but Ljubljana is another possible destination. But I don't know. I like to fit in everything into 2 weeks, and I really don't want to run too much. Just want to relax in few places.
Right.
And not yet really decided on my Switzerland is for sure. This is the reason why I'm coming there. So I hope both of you could come to, you and Andrea could come to Switzerland and talk with Enrico regarding the hyperscope.
Yes.
So
yes.
Let's see how it goes.
And there was also the Kazan meeting in May, right? Is that still on your schedule?
Yes, very much, because I am leading the anterolateral skull-based workshop there. So, and Bakhtiar was here. Bakhtiar was here. So yeah, so
because there was one meeting where I was thinking I could join you in Russia.
Yeah. So the thing is, what you could do is there is a medical. Hira is leading a medical students panel along with Oleg Titov, and maybe you can focus. You can talk to Oleg and Hira, and probably you can put up a session for medical students in this, and then I can recommend this to Bakhtiar.
Good. I'll talk to Hira then.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Hira has just delivered, so.
She has. Okay. Yeah. All right.
She just texted me.
Oh, I see. So. Yeah. So she is, she will be active. Maybe knowing Hira, she should be active after 48 hours. So I'm sure she should be into the thick of things very soon.
All right.
And then there's the AANS conference in April. Are you going to attend, Dr. Iype?
No.
You're not going? Okay.
No, I really don't like to go and attend the celebratory conferences where you meet a few people, say hi, and then you put up a few PowerPoint presentations and say, I am great, and somebody says, I'm great too. These are the type of conferences I'm trying to avoid. I think these conferences will die off after some time, because this is not what the young neurosurgeons need. If you go to a conference like this, you are seeing a 5 minutes out of the 7 minutes, you're seeing a 5 minutes of an edited video at best. And this is not exactly what you are going to face in your life. Nothing is edited in life. Everything is, you know, from the beginning to the end, completely raw, put into your face. I mean, stuck into your face. So if to see a few PowerPoint presentations where you see pre-op, post-op, and then 2 minutes of or 3 minutes of an edited video, this is not going to be of much help to you, believe me. And that is why 50 years of young neurosurgeons have been wasted away. So we are going to change that. So I do not want to waste my time in these conferences. You can quote me.
All right.
Well, you know, I think in the future there'll be kind of like a mixture of internet as well as in-person conferences. That's one thing I'm trying to do, is trying to get the audience to participate in the conference, but it's also new to the business that they don't know what to do. So maybe if you have any thoughts on that, how we could integrate the internet audience into a conference. But just a thought.
No, this is going to be difficult. This is not going to be an easy task because there's no control over the audience. Some nut can say something and then, you know, the entire mood can change. So obviously you want to select the people that you put on the panel as well. So that is one thing.
Here in Japan, it's very common to training with the chopsticks, you know.
Really?
Yes,
So,
I was in Japan.
so I'm trying.
I was in Japan for a long time.
Yeah, I'm here actually for 3 weeks, just to learn
so,
and watching
can I
some
ask
video
you,
surgeries.
There's an Italian guy that I know. Maybe you're with him. His name is Riccardo.
No, I'm in Tokyo. Here are lots of hospitals, so yeah.
Okay.
Did you take a lot of wasabi?
Wasabi, yes. Sake also.
No, but sake is alcohol. Wasabi is the
Yes,
horseradish.
I know.
Yeah, that is crazy, completely crazy.
You know, it's
anyway.
December, so they are celebrating the ending of the year. So it's like crazy. Working 13 hours a day, then partying. So.
Yeah, I know the culture. I've been there, and I have so many friends from Japan. So I kind of know the culture. It's crazy,
Yes,
but it's an amazing culture.
Very kind people.
They are so good in things that they do. They are very, very good.
Exactly. Very detailed, so I like it.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, guys. So, John,
yes.
I must say, because I'm really pooped because I have not been really sleeping for the last.
I don't know how you do it, Iype. I tell you, I admire you.
Yeah, so it's been a tough few days for me, and today I literally had an incident where our flight's hydraulic system stopped working, and then so we had to turn back and do an emergency landing, which was a bit crazy, but
yeah, well,
everything went well.
Yeah,
everything went well, and so.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for coming out, Iype, and thanks to all people there in Nepal. And keep working hard, man. You're doing great. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye-bye.